Alright, today I'm going to show you how to use an electric kettle. Right here I have an electric kettle that I'm going to be demonstrating how to use an electric kettle with. And this is the kettle itself. This is the, right here, induction heating pad, which is going to actually heat the metal inside here, which boils the water in order for it to work. This itself does not get hot. The metal in here gets hot. This may get hot because the metal's hot, but this is just an induction pad right here. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and plug in my induction pad. So I'm going to go and plug that in. And then I'm going to fill my kettle with water. I use room temperature water or water, cold water, not super cold, but straight from the tap. Just pour it in there. Once I've poured the water in there, I'm just going to go over here and close this. And then I'm going to place the kettle on top. And on most kettles, there is a button on the bottom portion of it, which turns the electric kettle on. So on this particular kettle right here, I am going to press this button. Now have this closed. Now when you're using your electric kettle, remember, boiling water can be hot. It will be hot. It is hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and press this. And for this particular kettle, you can see that it has a nice color inside to indicate that it is on and starting to, what is the word? Boil or heat. So it's heating right here. Now the one thing about these electric kettles is that it heats the water really fast. You'd be surprised how fast the water heats up, and it's going right here. It's not technically boiling right now, but it looks like some bubbles are coming up from the bottom. So we're going to see this, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see the actual top of this. You can see the steam coming out momentarily. And when the steam comes out, that's when you know that the kettle is hot now. It's boiling. So we're working our way to get to the boiling stage of this. Remember, be careful with your kettle because it will be hot. Will be boiling water. And boiling water is hot. Can be hot. Is hot. Will be hot. So it's been probably about 35 seconds to about 45 seconds. And I can sense that the water is starting to come to a boil. I can hear all sorts of noises coming from it. I don't know if you can hear that yourself, but noises are coming from the kettle itself, indicating that it's going to start boiling. If you look on the glass right here, it's starting to steam up, almost as if it's a mirror in the bathroom while someone is taking a shower. It's starting to steam up, and the noise is getting progressively louder as the kettle is heating up. It's almost to a boil. I'm going to show you what it looks like when it gets to a boil. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can actually see the water down in there. All right, you can see the water moving around in there. And that's indicative that the water is beginning to boil. It's at the early stages of boiling. It hasn't quite yet reached boiling yet, but it's going to get there, and it's going to be fun to watch boiling water. And we're almost there. I can see the bubbles that were coming up at the beginning down at the bottom. I can see that they're starting to get larger, and they're more frequent amount of bubbles popping up from the bottom of the kettle. Now that's just oxygen being released or carbon being released. I'm not quite sure. I just know that something is being released. And we're approaching about 2 to 3 minutes. And so I'm guessing this is almost 1.5 liters of water. Things are moving around a little bit faster there. See that? All of that down there. That's the early stages of boiling right there. More of them are starting to come up. The blue hue, you can see the blue hue at the bottom and the blue hue at the top. Boo hoo hoo. It's starting to work. And momentarily, we will have reached a full boil. Not quite yet, but it's getting there. It's almost there. Remember, do not touch the kettle by parts other than the handle right here, because this kettle will get really hot because it's going to contain boiling water. And boiling water can be hot, is hot. Boiling water is hot. And we're almost to a boil. Get down a little bit closer to it. Let you see what's going on a little bit. Look at it. So it's starting to boil down at the bottom right here during the base, because that's the hottest part of the kettle right there, where the metal is heating up because of the induction pad. And it's coming. Here it goes. We're about at 5 minutes right now. And this is 1.5 kettle, 1.5 liter of water in the kettle. It is reaching boiling. And I'll give it about another 30 seconds to reach boil, or we're going to have issues. It's boiling. 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 Give it another 10, 15 seconds. You can see it rapidly boiling at the bottom. I could say that that's actually boiling right there. The water is moving. In another 10 seconds, it will be what I consider have a really nice boil. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now it's reached an active boil right here. You can see the water is boiling up. Pretty nice. And then once it's done, simply pull up that lever, unplug the kettle, and that's how you use an electric kettle. I hope this was helpful. Thanks a lot for watching. When you're done, you can just simply pour it into your bowl like that. And that's how you use an electric kettle. Thanks a lot for watching.